Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 71, Master Ma. Han Feng felt a little in his heart. Could it be that the wanted has been reached here? It's too fast. The influence of the Lin family should not be so great. But Han Feng soon discovered that these people's eyes were full of desire. Lin Qingshan looked disgusted. I knew this before, so I ate in the room. It's disgusting. Lin Qingshan glanced coldly. All those who were stared at by Lin Qingshan were chilled in their hearts and looked back. No matter how greedy for beauty, they can't be killed for it. This beauty is full of scorn, which is not easy to provoke at first glance. They are still a group of ordinary mortal martial artists. It is better to be less provoked. Having said that, Lin Qingshan on the first floor of this inn is like a unique tree. After all, people can't help but peek, but it's better than before. Lin Qingshan ate with a cold face, seeing Han Feng helplessly. This attitude of eating, people who don't know think that this meal is hostile to others. Suddenly, there was a tumult from outside, and then a young man in his 20s wearing a brocade robe walked in, with a few bodyguards behind him. Among the young men's bodyguards, 2 of them are the most eye-catching. They are firmly guarding the young man's side, their eyes are cold, and they are not ordinary warriors. In terms of the background of human Kongchang, these 2 people are very likely to be human rank martial artists. The young man looked proud, shaking his fan, extremely arrogant. The young man looked around for a week, his eyes suddenly focused on Lin Qingshan, unable to move away. The young man looked veiled, grinned, and wiped off the inconspicuous saliva. The man tidied up his clothes, walked to Han Feng's table, and said politely, "This lady, is it allowed to join you at the table?" While asked, the young man showed the jade finger on his thumb without a trace. This jade pull finger is very valuable at first glance, and it is probably enough to exchange for a low-grade inferior spirit stone. The young man looked at Lin Qingfeng with blazing eyes. As for Han Feng, he had been ignored by the man. A child with no hairs growing up is not a threat to him at all. In other words, this man hasn't put Han Feng in his eyes at all. The rice in Han Feng's mouth almost didn't come out. This guy is too upstart. Isn't it just a jade finger that is worth a low-grade spiritual stone? Is it necessary to be so proud? It's just that when I think that the city has only been established for 10 years, it is understandable that this man has such a nouveau riche mentality. What a pity. Han Feng shook his head slightly. With Sister Lin's cultivation base and wealth, how could he be worthy of Jade's finger? This man used other ordinary women to use it on Sister Lin, which was useless. As expected, Lin Qingshan looked at the young man coldly. "Get out." The young man suddenly looked stunned, and pointed at himself unbelievably. "What did you just say? Let this young master go?" The people around also gasped. "Hey, this young master of the Ma family has ruined a lot of good women, and there is nothing wrong with him. Now this beauty has suffered. She stared at us before, this time she kicked the iron plate." Right. Don't say that. This beauty is not easy at first sight. Everything is possible until the end is no result. It makes sense, but the Ma family has a faint tendency to emerge in our Kan. It is very likely that it will become one of our major families in Kan, and even the most powerful family is not easy to provoke. There was a lot of discussion among the crowd, all with a good show mentality. Young Master Maz became angry. "Bitch, do you know who this young master is?" Lin Qingshan looked disdainful. "No matter who you are, get out quickly, otherwise you will be at your own risk." Ma's young master laughed angrily. "Let this young master get out. The beauty you want, you slut, the young master sees so much, isn't it just to refuse and welcome? Today this young master will tell you that this kind of drama is useless to this young master, and he will go with Ben Shao quietly, and this young master can still hurt you a lot. In this situation, if you don't kill you, this young master will not be surnamed Ma." Speaking, Master Maz will use his salty pig hand to pull Lin Qingshan. Lin Qingshan's eyes flashed cold, and he didn't see any movement. Young Master Ma was kicked out with a scream, fell to the outside violently, vomiting blood. The crowd was stunned. How did the senior just make the move? No. I don't know, I didn't see it at all. Hey, Master Ma is a master of the late fan stage. It is said that it is possible to break through to the human stage before the age of 30. There are only 200 or 300 human-grade masters in Kan. This beauty, no, this senior must be a human-level master. The crowd's original mentality for watching the show suddenly changed. It involves the strong human ranks, and it is not that they can watch the excitement in the early and middle stages of the ordinary rank. It annoys these strong human ranks, and they can only consider themselves unlucky when they are killed. Master. Several bodyguards were also stunned. They ignored Han Feng and went to see the situation of their young master. Ma's young master looked up with difficulty. Ma Si, Ma Wu, you two killed this for Ben Xiao. Yes, don't worry, master. Ma Si and Ma Wu have a gloomy face. The young master has suffered such a serious injury. Needless to say, they will take care of each other. Otherwise, they will return to Ma's house. Ma fifth commander and other bodyguards, there is a stinky boy next to that slut, who is only 13 or 14 years old. WWW. Until novel. Come, you go and catch him. As for that bitch, it's up to me and Ma Si to solve it. Yes. Lin Qingshan raised her head and said to Han Feng, didn't you break through to the human rank? You can do it. These Ma Si and Ma Wu make no secret of their aura. Ma 4 is the human rank 2-star early stage, and Ma 5 is the human rank 1-star late stage. If you can't deal with the two of them, I will do it again. Han Feng understands Lin Qingshan's meaning. This is for him to use these people from the Ma family to practice his hands. Right now, Han Feng agreed. Han Feng's footsteps moved, and after a group of people's astonished eyes, afterimages formed, and they rushed into the Ma family's bodyguards. Except for Ma Si and Ma Wu, these people are only in the middle and late stages of Fanjia. Bone breaker. Han Feng let out a low drink, then the afterimage disappeared, and Han Feng returned to his original place. But the bodyguards kept rushing over, but unfortunately they all fell to the ground within 1 or 2 steps, and they lost their breath. The people around opened their mouths wide, and looked at Han Feng with shocked eyes. Ma Wu gritted his teeth and said, human rank powerhouse. The crowd suddenly boiled. Human rank, this 13 or 4-year-old kid is actually human rank. Oh my god, let people not live anymore. I don't even have much internal energy at this age. Now it turns out. Now the Ma family has kicked the iron plate. Such a young human rank has a lot of origin, at least it is a mysterious family, and it is also possible for a prefecture-level family. 9 Flames Sovereign Chapter 72, Killer. Even if the origin is not small, you have to pay the price if you hurt the young master. Ma Wu said coldly. But there was no trace in his hand, and he made a gesture, asking the few people who hadn't made a move before to get rid of young Master Ma, seeking help. These people looked fortunate. Fortunately, they hadn't had time to rush up before, otherwise a few mollusks on the ground would be their end. Han Feng and Lin Qingshan naturally saw this gesture, but neither of them cared. These days, Han Feng knows that Lin Qingshan was an early-stage master of the 11th star of the human rank in his heyday. Now she has been resting for a night and her injury has improved. Even if she does not use martial arts, she can compete with the 9th star of the human rank by her Jinqi alone. Not to mention martial arts. Ma Wu made a move. Ma Wu's palm is full of majestic earthly attributes and innocence. The brown infuriance came out loudly. Ren Concheng has no deep background. Although the martial arts used by Ma Wu are inferior to human rank, at first glance, it is the lowest rank among inferior human ranks. Xianyan Chain. A red chain revolves around Han Feng. At this time, Ma Wu's palms also blasted on the chains. On the cultivation base of true Qi, Ma Wu is the late stage of the human rank 1 star, and Han Feng is the middle stage of the 1 star, which is slightly inferior. But what Han Feng cultivates is the 9 Flames different fire art, whose true energy is far stronger than an ordinary warrior, comparable to a 1-star peak. Comparing the two are actually on the same level. Now, it's about martial arts. Horse 5 is the lowest level of martial arts among the lower ranks, and it is only Xiaocheng. Han Feng's profound flame chain is the top of the lower ranks, and it has also reached Xiaocheng. The result is obvious, the mysterious flame chain that revolves around Han Feng well withstands Ma Wu's attack. The earth attributes of the horse's 5 pairs of palms are infuriating, and it can't break Han Feng's defenses anyway. Broken! Han Feng yelled coldly, and the mysterious flame chain that revolved around Han Feng suddenly opened, spinning around to attack. Ma Wu's earth attribute innocence was immediately broken, and the mysterious flame chain hit Ma Wu's body. Ma Wu spouted blood and was knocked out. Ma Wu's chest was even more open and fleshy, and there was a smell of burnt meat. Fifth, Ma's for major urgency, and immediately go to support. But at this moment, Lin Qingshan shot the chopsticks in her hand and immediately inserted it under the horse's feet. Ma Si slipped cold sweat on his forehead, and was so frightened that he didn't dare to take a step. Ma Si believed that if this woman had the intention, this chopstick could definitely be inserted into his head just now, killing him instantly. What is the origin of these two people? The young master is in serious trouble this time. Even if the head of the family comes, the two people will not necessarily give the head of the family face. Oops, I should have followed and escaped secretly. The reason why he didn't escape was because he couldn't let go. I thought that Ma Si was also quite a well-known existence in Renkangcheng, but now Ma Si regrets it. Lin Qingshan's eyes are full of playfulness. Don't want to run away, don't think about any tricks, and fight with my brother later. If you win, let you go. Did you lose? Lin Qingshan sneered a few times. Ma Si clenched his fists and screamed in his heart, I can't kill you, girl, can't I deal with a mere kid? When Han Feng was fighting, Ma Si had already seen that Han Feng was only a human rank 1-star cultivation base, but he was a human rank 2-star. Involuntarily, Ma Si added a bit of confidence in his heart and hoped to survive. But Ma Wu was facing a life and death crisis at this moment. The mysterious flame chain can be offensive and defensive. The previous mysterious flame chain was only in defensive state, but now it is in attack state. I saw the red chain flexibly running around in the entire space. No matter how Ma Wu escaped, he could catch up with Ma Wu and then stab it all at once. Is the shoulders first, then the legs, then the rest. Ma Wu was injured all over his body, but none of them were fatal. Ma Wu knew that this was the other party playing with him. Where did Ma Wu know that Han Feng just broke through, and now he is not playing around, just using Ma Wu to familiarize himself with the mysterious flame chain? Not long after, when Han Feng became familiar with it, the mysterious flame chain instantly pierced Ma Wu's heart, and Ma Wu was killed. The other warriors in the inn shrank to the wall, swallowing and spitting when they saw this. Ma Wu is only inferior among the human rank strong, but it is also a human rank strong, and it still has a considerable status in human Kangcheng, and it is even higher in the eyes of this group of early and mid-stage warriors. But Ma Wu, who is now aloft, is being tortured to death. This shock is deeply impressed in the hearts of these ordinary warriors. In their eyes, Han Feng is no longer a kid with no full hair. Killed Ma Wu, Han Feng turned his gaze on Ma Si, and said lightly, it's your turn. Ma Si coldly took out the two big knives behind him. Lin Qingshan glanced at it and snorted, it's just a common weapon, I thought it was a spiritual weapon. Ma's face flushed immediately. The mortal weapon can't bear too much qi. Too much qi will only make the mortal weapon burst. The only thing that can withstand a lot of infuriating energy is the spirit weapon. But even lower-grade spiritual weapons can only be possessed by human-level forces with a deep foundation, and more are mysterious-level forces. Ordinary human-level forces, let alone possess them, even if they see it, they may not be able to see it. Fortunately, Ma Si was only in the early stage of the 2nd-star human rank. This kind of true energy, the ordinary weapon can barely bear it. Golden stew with 2 swords. The golden qi spread to the 2 big swords, and Ma Si suddenly slashed. Xianyan chain. Han Feng puts his fingers out. Yu reads www.ukanshu. Com Xianyan chain shot again. Boom. The gold and red collide, and the 2 air currents impact. The tables and chairs around were all shattered, only the place where Lin Qingshan was sitting was intact, which made the people around once again sigh that they are indeed strong human ranks, and they are different from these mortal rank martial artists. Han Feng was repelled by the force from Ma Si Dideo for several steps before he could stop, and his fingers were aching. After all, the end of the mysterious flame chain is connected to the finger. Ma Si laughed, boy, it's only in the middle of the 1st star, how can it be my 2nd-star opponent? Go to hell. The horse repelled Han Feng with 4 blows, laughed wildly, and immediately cut out with 2 swords. Fan Hua. Han Feng's mortal fire poured out from his body. After reaching the human level, the original mortal fire in the body merged with the mortal fire cultivated by the 9 flames different fire art, reaching the peak level of the middle grade mortal fire in one fell swoop. Condensed by this kind of common fire and profound flame chain, even if the profound flame chain is 1 at this moment, its power is enough to compete with the power of the top martial arts of the lower rank. Is even comparable to the power of the ordinary middle rank martial arts Xiao Chang. Click. With a few crisp sounds, the black flame chain smashed the big knife in Ma Si's hand to pieces in one fell swoop. It's impossible. Ma Si shouted in fear. Stop it. An energetic roar sounded. But Han Feng didn't pay any attention. The next moment, Ma Si's heart was penetrated by the mysterious flame chain. 9 Flames Sovereign Chapter 73, Ma Family Patriarch. Court Death. Lai Ren is a middle-aged man in his 40s and nearly 50 years old, and his appearance is somewhat similar to that of Ma's master. The middle-aged man saw that he roared and Han Feng still killed Ma Si. He couldn't help getting furious, he just shot. Flame claws. As soon as the middle-aged man grabbed and poked out, from the middle-aged man's hand, a light red flame of flame claws condensed, the flame claws burst out, and the infuriating energy behind it was still connected to the middle-aged man's palm. A steady stream of infuriating energy is provided to Flame Claw. Humph! Lin Xingshan snorted coldly. Thunder Light Whip. A beam of purple light whip struck out, instantly smashing the flame claws. The middle-aged man was taken aback, and immediately stopped attacking Han Feng, looking at Lin Xingshan with fear. And Han Feng also wiped out a cold sweat after fear. If Sister Lin hadn't taken the action, he would have been seriously injured just now. Han Feng immediately retreated to Lin Xingshan's side. The people around were also talking. TSK, Patriarch Ma is here, and Patriarch Ma really treasures his son. Of course, this is the son of Patriarch Ma, but it is not comparable to those born of concubines. Hey, this Ma Pai master appeared, and it may be a lively watch. Ma Pai is a 6-star peak powerhouse in the human rank. He is expected to break through to the 7-star human rank in 2 to 3 years and enter the late human rank powerhouse. Yes, once the Ma family master enters the later stage of the human stage, Ren Kangcheng will be the only master of the Ma family. Senior Beauty is in trouble. That might be, I didn't see the beauty of the predecessor who broke the Ma Patsa's trick before. This beauty may be no weaker than the Ma Pazuo. No way, this beautiful senior seems to be in her 20s, how can she be so strong? Don't take our Kangcheng standards. I didn't see that kid was already a star at the age of 13 or 4. This beautiful senior is his sister. God knows how powerful it is. This too. Without mentioning the comments of the people around, Patriarch Ma looked at Lin Xingshan with a serious face. She clearly looked like a weak woman, but Patriarch Ma felt an unprecedented sense of crisis. Ma family master's face sank. This young lady severely wounded my son and killed 2 of our Ma family masters. Shouldn't you say something? Lin Xingshan said lightly, you should ask your son about this. Patriarch Ma gritted his teeth. Patriarch Ma would naturally guess what was going on, but to Patriarch Ma, it was nothing at all. It was himself. There were dozens of concubines and dozens of concubines. Patriarch Ma was full of anger, and his eyes were cold. Even if the origins of these 2 people are not simple, as long as he breaks through the later stages of the human rank, controls the entire Kangcheng, and blocks the news, who will know? If Lin Xingshan knew about this idea of Patriarch Ma, Lin Xingshan would definitely laugh at Patriarch Ma's naivety. The power of the big forces is by no means as simple as Patriarch Ma thinks. If not, she would not be escaping from Xuanqing City, and she would face wanted. And wanting to control the city is even more whimsical. Ren Kangcheng has been recognized by the Great Jin Kingdom, and the city lord will be sent in a few years. If there is a city lord, wherever it is the Ma family to take control of the city. Unless the Ma family wants to be hostile to Dajin. There can be a horse family in a mere stretch of the toes of the Great Jin Kingdom to be able to destroy it. How many independent cities are there in the entire Jin dynasty? Which one does not have a large number of strong heavenly ranks? Is a city of one or two strong heavenly ranks alone, and there is no possibility of independence? At this moment, Patriarch Ma never expected the consequences. His vision is too narrow. Squinted his eyes, and Patriarch Ma said sternly, "No matter what your origins, you hurt my son, don't want to leave safely." 9 flame hands. The true energy of a human-level 6-star powerhouse made the Ma family master's body full of burning flames, and from these flames, 9 arms suddenly stretched out. Each arm, teeth, and claws. Find something to die. Lin Xingxia stretched out her 5 fingers, thunder light whip. 5 beams of purple light burst out. Rumbling. The 9 flame claws just opened wildly, and under the 5 beams of light, they turned into ashes. Patriarch Ma's face was pale. You. Patriarch Ma could not have imagined that his strongest move would be defeated so easily. The warriors around also gasped. Human rank 6-star powerhouse, now the whole person Kongcheng is no more than 5 fingers, so he was easily defeated. Patriarch Ma secretly said that it is not good, such a powerful character, or he can provoke. Patriarch Ma was about to ask for mercy. Lin Qingshan took a hand. Patriarch Ma was absorbed vigorously, and fell heavily beside Lin Qingshan. Lin Qingshan said coldly to the servants of the Ma family outside, "If you want to change back to the patriarch of your Ma family, just use your spirit stones for it. If the spirit stones don't satisfy us, ha!" Lin Qingshan stepped on Patriarch Ma's back. Patriarch Ma screamed. Han Feng looked at the terrible state of Patriarch Ma and touched his nose. However, Han Feng is also puzzled. Although the Ma family is powerful in Renkangcheng is only a small city. How good is the Ma's spirit stone? I am afraid that most of them are inferior. There are not many inferior middle-level spirit stones, and it is impossible to have the inferior. Is useless for Sister Lin at all. Lin Qingshan whispered to Han Feng, "Idiot, you reading www.ukanshu.com, these spirit stones are naturally for you. You have just broken through the ranks of humans, and it is the time when you need spirit stones to practice. I'm telling you, sister, I don't have many spirit stones." The next journey is to the profound level city. Near the profound level city, there are usually spiritual veins. There are a lot of low-grade spirit stones. We can hunt for them. The magic core is used in exchange for spirit stones. Han Feng felt warm and smiled. "Thank you, sister." Think about it a little bit. Han Feng also understands that Sister Lin has been wanted for so long. Even if there were a lot of spirit stones at the beginning, how many still have it now? The Ma's servant outside shivered and left immediately. And the martial artists all around swallowed and spit, and all left silently. They don't want to provoke Lin Qingshan. Oh my god, they caught the human level 6-star powerhouse in one move. This is at least the human level late-stage powerhouse, and more likely to be the human level peak powerhouse. Such a strong, for them, it is no longer just a loft, but a high mountain. Ma family, the elders of the Ma family looked livid when they heard the news brought by the servants. At this time, these Ma family always hated the Ma family young master. If it were not for him, how could their Ma family be reduced to this point? At this time, the many elders of the Ma family deliberately ignored the connivance of Ma family master. In the end, the Ma family elder resigned and took a lot of spirit stones to the inn to redeem their patron. No way, who told them that the Ma family only has such a 6-star powerhouse? 9 Flames Sovereign Chapter 74, a ransom for 500 low-grade middle-grade spiritual stones. If you lose the patriarch, you will also lose the human rank 6-star powerhouse. Then the advantageous position that their Ma family finally occupied among the many families in the city will be instantly lost. Soon, the elder brought the lower-grade spirit stone to the inn. "This lord, this is the spirit stone we fetched, look." The elder looked at Lin Qingshan with expectation. The great elder is also a strong person. He is in the same rank as Lin Qingshan. Naturally, she would not call Lin Qingshan a senior, but Lin Qingshan is indeed better than the great elder, so the great elder calls Lin Qingshan an adult. Lin Qingshan took a look, and her face suddenly sank. "Just these spirit stones also want to redeem your family's patriarch, when I'm a beggar?" The Ma family elder looked embarrassed. Just about to say something, Lin Qingshan stretched out her palm and stretched out her 5 fingers. "Those inferior and inferior spirit stones are just scraps. 500 and inferior spirit stones will be replaced by your patriarch." Ma's elder's face changed. Han Feng also spit out his tongue secretly. 500 low-grade spirit stones, even their Han family might not be able to get it, let alone the mere Ma family. The Ma family elder said with an ugly expression, "My lord of 500 low-grade spirit stones, we really can't get them out." "Then don't want to redeem your patriarch." Lin Qingshan did not step back at all, her purple beam flickering in her hand, pointing at Patriarch Ma's head. At this moment, Patriarch Ma's mouth was sealed, leaving only 2 eyes full of resentment and panic. The Ma family elder hurriedly waved his hand. "Don't, my lord, don't, I'll get it now." "Oh? Didn't you mean that you can't take it out?" Lin Qingshan said coldly. The Ma family elder smiled bitterly, really didn't know how to answer. With complicated eyes, they looked at their own patriarch. If the patriarch was not for a 6-star human rank, they would never compromise. The Ma family elder turned and left. The Ma family received low-grade spirit stones, 3/4 of which would be distributed to the patriarch, elders, and some high-level cultivation, and the remaining quarter would be stored. If there is any crisis in the future, you can get through it. At this moment, in order to redeem the Lord, Ma family elder had to use this stored low-grade middle-grade spirit stone. So, it is impossible to collect 500 low-grade middle-grade spirit stones. Finally, the Ma family elder gritted his teeth, discussed with the other elders, and began to borrow spirit stones from other families. The Ma family was tough on the less powerful families. Although they got some low-grade and medium-level spirit stones, they also caused these small families to resent the Ma family and immediately move to other families. Within a short period of time, the Ma family was isolated. For a family that is slightly stronger or comparable to the Ma family has to give up a lot of benefits, such as shops. In the end, although we got the low-grade middle-grade spirit stone, the income of the Hema family will be greatly reduced. It can be said that the current state of the Yima family, once there is no human rank 6-star powerhouse, it will soon be annexed. In order to redeem the homeowner, the Ma family suffered a great loss. As long as the patriarch is redeemed and the patriarch breaks through to the later stage of the human stage, all this is no longer a problem. A group of Ma family elders can only comfort themselves in this way. Looking at the low-grade middle-grade spirit stones full of low-grade spirit stones in front of her, Lin Qingshan smiled with satisfaction. "Isn't this raised? It seems that I don't ask for much." The elder Ma's face is blue. "Is this not much? If the ransom is more, the Ma family elder doesn't know if he will give up the patriarch." Lin Qingshan tossed the Ma family master and threw it to the Ma family elder. "Let's go, don't mess with me again, otherwise." A cold light flashed in Lin Qingshan's eyes. The elder of the Ma family is only a human-level 4-star strength, and he shivered suddenly, afraid to speak, and immediately left the inn with the Ma family leader. "Brother, these spirit stones will be given to you. By the way, I am also short of some spirit stones temporarily. I am 100 and you are 400. Han Feng was overjoyed. Even if it was a 400 low-grade spirit stone, it was enough for him to use it for a long time, so he wouldn't refuse. The two settled the Ma family's affairs. It was already a bit late, and they were going to return to the room to continue practicing. Suddenly, Lin Qingshan seemed to have thought of something. "Brother, apart from the chain martial arts, do you have no other martial arts?" Han Feng shook his head. According to the inheritance of the 9-flame Skyfire Tower, there are actually 4 matching martial arts, all of which are powerful. Skyfire Seal, Skyfire Fighting Body, Skyfire Fighting Fist and Skyfire Armor. Each martial skill is divided into 12 levels. Even the first level is enough to be comparable to the top middle rank martial arts of the human level, and the 12 levels are comparable to the top martial arts of the heavenly top level. But these martial arts do not require fire attribute spirit creatures to practice. Like the 9 flames different fire art, it is impossible to break through by cultivating it alone. Seeing Han Feng shaking her head, Lin Qingshan took out 2 martial arts. "These are the 2 martial arts I have acquired not long ago, but unfortunately they are useless to me. Leave them to you." Han Feng took over 2 martial arts, and solemnly said, "Thank you, Sister Lin." Now that his cultivation base has broken through to the human level, he really lacks martial skills when he can't cultivate and inherit martial skills. Lin Qingshan smiled slightly. "Given the relationship between the two of us, there is no need to be so polite, let's practice." Han Feng's heart moved, and he blurted out, "Sister Lin has a fire attribute magical thing?" Lin Qingshan was startled. "Fire attribute spirit creature?" Soon Lin Qingshan shook her head. "No, I'm thunder attribute Jinchi www. Until novel. I haven't paid much attention to the news of the fire attribute spirit." Han Feng looked disappointed, and at this moment, Lin Qingshan suddenly I remember, there seems to be a fire crystal in my storage belt. Fire crystal. Han Feng's eyes lit up. Lingshi, produced from the spirit veins, is the purest kind of aura and has no attributes. The fire crystals are produced in some special areas, such as volcanoes. Fire crystals produced in different regions have different effects. For example, the fire crystals produced by volcanoes can only slightly increase the power of ordinary fires, and have no effect. But some fire crystals produced in dangerous places and secret realms have a considerable effect. In general, the more dangerous the fire attribute area, the stronger the fire crystal. Lin Qingshan took out the fire crystal, emitting a wave of fire attribute fluctuations. Feeling these fluctuations, Han Feng knew that this fire crystal should be just the most common fire crystal. Although there are some small disappointments, some are better than none. Lin Qingshan handed the Wujing to Han Feng and left. And Han Feng also entered the room to continue practicing. In the room, Han Feng first spread out the 2 martial arts that Lin Qingshan gave him. Crazy Flame Crit and 9 Steps on the Sun. Frenzy Crit is an attack-type martial skill. Liang 9 Steps, but it is a martial art of body type. The 2 martial arts are not ordinary human-level martial arts. 9 Flame Sovereign Chapter 75, Human Rank 2 stars. Crazy Flame Crit is a human-level martial art. Casting fresh flame crit, up to 18 half-meter-sized fireballs can be condensed, which is huge. Condense 3 fireballs, just the power of ordinary people's low-grade martial arts. Condense 6 fireballs, which was comparable to the power of the top-ranking low-grade martial arts, and at the same time, this was also the realm of Xiaocheng. Condensed 9 fireballs, which are the power of the middle-rank martial arts of ordinary people. Condensed 12 fireballs, comparable to the top-level middle-rank martial arts, and it is also a realm of great success. Condensed 15 fireballs, comparable to the high-grade martial arts of ordinary people. Condensed 18 fireballs, comparable to top-ranking martial arts, and at the same time, it is the realm of perfection. Of course, this is not the reason why Han Feng took a high-level view of Crazy Flame Critical Strike. After all, although the human-level martial arts are excellent, the Han family also has some. What really made Han Feng look at Crazy Flame Crit is the similar ability of Crazy Flame Crit and Xianyan Chain. Is the ability of the ordinary fire to increase its power, and it can exert its super-standard power. For example, the fireball condensed from Fresh Flame Critical Strike is a medium-grade mortal fire, and its power can be upgraded to a level comparable to ordinary human-level martial arts. If you use the top-grade mortal fire, it is comparable to the top-level martial arts. Using the best mortal fire, it is between the human-level martial arts and the profound-level martial arts. This is where Crazy Flame Crit is inferior to Xianyan Chain. The highest Crazy Flame Critical Strike is between the human rank and the profound rank martial arts. Even if the mortal fire in the martial artist mutates beyond the ultimate mortal fire, the Crazy Flame Critical Strike cannot reach the ranks of the profound rank martial arts. The Xianyan Chain is able to achieve Xianxian martial arts. However, the premise is to find the back of the Xianyan Chain, otherwise it would be impossible to reach the level of the Xianyan martial skill with the only 3 Xianyan Chain in Han Feng's current hand. Let's talk about 9 Steps on the Liang. 9 Steps of the Fiery Sun is a type of body type. When you use the 9 Steps of the Fiery Sun, you can see the fire attribute Infuriance under your feet like a blazing sun, accelerating your movement speed. The 3 strong suns are Shao Chang, the 6 strong suns are De Chang, and the 9 strong suns are perfect. The 9 Steps of the Fiery Sun can't rely on the power of ordinary fire to raise the level. The physical skills themselves are more precious than the attacking martial arts. For the martial arts of the same level, the value of the body type must exceed the value of the defense type, and the value of the defense type must exceed the value of the attack type. The 9 steps of the Fiery Sun is almost between the ordinary human-level high-grade martial arts and the top human-level high-grade martial arts, but the value is comparable to the ordinary human-level top martial arts. Combining the two martial arts, Han Feng exhaled, these two martial arts, when others are of different ranks, are enough to go from 1 star to 12 without changing. Before breaking through to the profound stage, these two martial arts are enough for him. Coupled with the profound flame chain and the 4 inheritance martial arts, even more so that Han Feng is even more powerful. But now Han Feng is only 1 star, and the mysterious flame chain is only a small master. The 6 martial arts have not yet been cultivated. This tiger is still a little tiger, and Han Feng has a long way to go. Taking out the fire crystal, Han Feng said to himself, if such a small fire crystal is simply absorbed by true qi, I am afraid that the power of the ordinary fire will not increase much, let alone break through the first layer of the 9 flames. It's the second floor. 9 flames different fire art is divided into 10 layers, except for the first layer, each of the following layers is a qualitative change. If you want to go from the first level to the second level, you can't do it with just 1 or 2 fire crystals. Unfortunately, if the fire attribute is so good, it can be planted in the 4th floor of the 9 flame Skyfire Pagoda, even if it is of low value and the quantity is up, it is not impossible to break through. With only 1 fire crystal, I am afraid that I can only practice one of the 4 inheritance martial arts to the initial stage of the first stage, and nothing else is possible. Leave the practice of martial arts aside, let's practice Xinqi first, after all, the human rank 1 star is still too good. Inside the 9 flame Sky Fire Tower, Han Feng refines the low-grade middle-grade spirit stones into the source liquid, and transports it into the time house on the 3rd floor and the planting space on the 4th floor. The House of Time on the 3rd floor is currently at the 1st level, with the lowest being 1.5 times and the highest being 3 times. Now that Lingshi is still sufficient, Han Feng increased the input volume and chose 3 times. On the 4th floor of the planting space, human yuan fruit has been planted again. In the House of Time, Han Feng took out a source liquid of human yuan fruit refining and began to swallow it. This is the second human yuan fruit. Soon, ample infuriating energy filled Han Feng's body. Breaking through to the human rank is even the peak of the human rank 1 star midterm. Han Feng's absorption and refining ability is far comparable to that of the extraordinary rank. At the time of fan level, he barely absorbed refining 1 night. At this time, it was successfully refined in less than half a night. Of course, due to the time difference, Han Feng can practice 3 nights in the House of Time, which is a day and a half. After only half a day, he has already cultivated all the source liquid of a human element fruit into fire attribute Xinqi, and in one fell swoop, he has grown his Xinqi cultivation to the 1 star peak of human rank. Next, Han Feng continued to absorb the source liquid of the 3rd and 4th human yuan fruit. The 2 source liquids of human yuan fruit allowed Han Feng to barely break through to the 2nd star human rank, and his realm was not stable yet. Then, Han Feng began to refine the source liquid of the last human element fruit, and finally stabilized the cultivation of the 2nd star of the human rank. UU reading www.ukanshu.com was at the peak of the early stage of the 2nd star of the human rank. At this time, the 5 human essence fruits are exhausted, the 6th and 7th are still in the cultivation stage, and it is impossible to mature without 2 or 3 days. Han Feng opened his eyes and sighed slightly. Although human yuangui is also useful for strong human ranks, it is only at the early stage of human rank. It is faster to use human yuangui for cultivation, but it is faster than Lingshi. The speed of 1 star cultivation breakthrough, but it is not good to slow down. If you want to break through from 2 stars to 3 stars, it is estimated that you need at least 10 human yuan fruit. And the 3 star breakthrough to 4 star, it is impossible to rely solely on Rin Yuangua. Next, it seems that we should not only look for fire attribute spiritual objects, but also look for heaven and earth spirit fruits that are similar to the human element fruit that can enhance the true energy of the mid to late human level powerhouse. After some thoughts, Han Feng began to practice martial arts. Shen Yen Chain. Han Feng let out a low cry, and the red chains burst out. This time, two mysterious flame chains appeared. The second chain is still a bit vague, but with Han Feng's practice, the second chain has gradually become clear. At noon the next day, Han Feng went out to have dinner with Lin Qingshan. At this time, Han Feng has completely controlled the two chains. As long as one more condenses and controls it, the mysterious flame chain will break through to the second stage and reach the realm of great success. Lin Qingshan constantly looked at Han Feng suspiciously while eating. Han Feng was so nervous when he saw it, he didn't know what went wrong, so he couldn't help asking, "Sister Lin, what do you think of me?" 9 Flames Sovereign Chapter 76, Cultivating Skyfire Fighting Body. Lin Qingshan frowned slightly. "How do I feel that you are a little different from yesterday, and your cultivation level has improved again?" Han Feng was surprised and exclaimed, "As expected of Sister Lin, she has good eyesight." Now I changed to Lin Qingshan and was surprised. "You really broke through, your kid broke through really fast, is it 1 star late?" Han Feng coughed twice, and said with some pride, "Early 2 stars. Lin Qingshan was choked, and she kept patting her chest before finally swallowing the food in her mouth. Lin Qingshan's eyes widened. "This is impossible, it's only 1 night." Han Feng stretched out his arms triumphantly. "If Sister Lin doesn't believe it, you can check it out by yourself." The relationship between Han Feng and Lin Qingshan is very close now, and they trust each other, otherwise Han Feng will not rashly reveal his cultivation. Lin Qingshan immediately explored Han Feng's wrist, and she found that Han Feng had already broken through to the 2nd star of the human rank, and it was still very stable, reaching the peak of the early stage of the 2nd star of human being, and only 1 step into the middle of the 2nd star. Lin Qingshan's mouth twitched. "Perverted kid, I haven't gotten up as fast as you Yuan Yang." Han Feng looked at Lin Qingshan in surprise. "Sister Lin, do you really Yuan Yang?" Having been in contact with Lin Qingshan for so long, Han Feng knew that Lin Qingshan was completely different from what was said on Wanted. He thought that sucking Yuan Yang was fake, but he didn't expect it to be true. Lin Qingshan's face was indifferent. "Yeah, do you think I am sick?" Han Feng quickly said, "I believe that Sister Lin must have trouble doing this." Lin Qingshan's face eased, a bit bitter, her eyes confused. "If it is possible, I don't want to be like this." For a long time, Lin Qingshan let out a long sigh. Han Feng has always felt that Lin Qingshan has a story, but now it seems that it is still a very bad and sad story. The atmosphere was a bit sluggish, and Han Feng couldn't help exaggeratingly exclaiming, "Sister Lin, we have such a good relationship, you won't mind Yuan Yang?" After that, Han Feng put his hands on his chest and looked scared. Lin Qingshan fluttered and laughed, knowing that this was Han Feng to make her recover from the previous downturn. Han Feng stayed. Han Feng has always known that Lin Qingshan is a beautiful woman, but Lin Qingshan has always been expressionless, either with a light smile. "This is the first time I saw him." Was very touching before, now it is even more touching. Lin Qingshan saw Han Feng dumbfounded, so she nodded Han Feng's head, "Come back." Han Feng blinked and immediately became embarrassed. Lin Qingshan smiled again and said, "Don't worry, I don't smoke it by everyone, and you are so small, is that place harder?" Lin Qingshan gestured playfully at the crotch of the Korean style. Han Feng's face flushed, and he roared, "Sister, don't underestimate me, younger brother is a big man." Lin Qingshan pulled a long tone, "Big man, that elder sister is looking forward to it. How about tonight?" Lin Qingshan's expression was very ambiguous, and she raised her feet under the table and rubbed Han Feng's legs against her feet. When he was about to reach into his crotch, Han Feng screamed and fled immediately, closing the door with a bang. Lin Qingshan laughed loudly, narrowly. Han Feng took a breath in the room and cursed inwardly. What kind of run? Sister Lin was obviously joking. But in the end, Han Feng still did not leave the room. After for a while, Han Feng stabilized, and a dashing body entered the time house on the 3rd floor of the 9 Flame Skyfire Tower. This time, Han Feng is preparing to practice the 4 major inheritance martial arts Skyfire fighting body. For inherited martial arts, Skyfire Seal and Skyfire Fighting Fist are both attacking martial arts. However, compared with the Skyfire Fighting Fist, Skyfire Seal is obviously a wide range of attack martial arts. Now Han Feng has a lot of offensive martial arts, and these 2 martial arts Han Feng has not practiced. Skyfire armor is a defensive martial skill. Han Feng was a little excited, but in the end Han Feng chose the Skyfire combat body. Skyfire fighting body is a comprehensively improved martial art. The true energy, speed, attack power, and defense power in the body will be improved. Of course, when it comes to increased attacks, it is definitely not as good as Skyfire Seal and Skyfire Fighting Fist, and defense is not as good as Skyfire Armor, but the victory is stable. After refining the fire crystal into the fire crystal source liquid, Han Feng first browsed in his mind the first training method of the Skyfire combat body. After the preparations were complete, Han Feng began to swallow the fire crystal source liquid. A burst of hot energy rose from his body, and Han Feng's face suddenly flushed. Skyfire combat body, condensed. Using the energy transformed from the fire crystals in the body, it immediately started to operate according to the route of the Skyfire combat body. I don't know how long it took, and with a bang, Han Feng was wrapped in red flames, and the flames swept out like a whirlwind. From the flames, a tall man with his body walked out slowly. Crackling. The tall man moved his whole body, and his whole body made a clicking sound. Although this man his whole body is full of explosive power. A faint flame pattern appeared on the man's chest and back. Is covered by a thin layer of flame. The whole figure is like a fireman. The man said in a low voice, "Is this the first stage of the heavenly fire fighting body?" It was only in the initial stage of the first stage. I felt that my physical strength had increased a lot. The amount of true energy in my body now is comparable to that of the second star stage. The solidity of Jinqi is enough to compete with the 2-star peak, even stronger. This is still the beginning of the first stage. If it is the first stage, it is estimated that it will be able to surpass the 2nd star and reach the 3-star. This man is Han Feng. Gradually, Han Feng withdrew the first weight of the Skyfire fighting body, his body shape returned to normal, and the few flames on his skin disappeared. Soon, Han Feng was a little embarrassed to find that he couldn't get an inch of his body now. Han Feng's face was embarrassed. In the future, the use of the Skyfire fighting body www. Until novel. Com seems to be in a place where there are few people, and we should also quickly look for fire attribute spiritual objects to successfully cultivate the Skyfire armor. Then there will be no need to worry about exposing the body up. Skyfire armor and Skyfire battle body are also included. The Skyfire combat body increases Han Feng's body, and the Skyfire armor will change accordingly, adapting to the tall body of the Skyfire combat body. Heavenly Fire fighting body was successfully cultivated, and Han Feng formally practiced Mad Flame Crit and Liang 9 steps. 1 day outside, 3 days in the House of Time. In the past 3 days, Han Feng has touched the 2 great martial arts, and the violent fire crit can produce a big fireball. Although the Liang Jiu Tai has not yet cultivated a yang, the speed has increased a lot. Han Feng estimated that his current comprehensive strength, without the Skyfire combat body, is completely comparable to ordinary human level 3-star early powers, and even kills. If he used the Skyfire combat body, Han Feng didn't know how far he could reach. After this day, Lin Qingshan called out Han Feng. "Brother, my injuries are basically healed these days, it's time to leave." 9 Flames Sovereign Chapter 77, on the Strong Bandit Leader. On a trail outside Renkong City. A carriage passed slowly. Inside the carriage, a man and a woman closed their eyes and meditated. The girl's eyebrows are picturesque and her skin is snowy, but she exudes an icy breath that no one should enter. The male is only 13 or 14 years old, his complexion is immature, he is almost a child. This man and woman are Han Feng and Lin Qingshan. Outside the carriage, a 40 or 50-year-old elder was driving. The steed made a noise, raised its leg, and then continued to run forward. One day and one night later, the old man suddenly said, "Miss, young master, Mabwa Mountain is in front of me. I heard that there are robbers in Maple Mountain, who often commit crimes and crimes. Do we have to detour? If you want to take a long detour, the price." Han Feng opened his eyes, and a trace of impatience flashed. The old man was very diligent when they hired the carriage. Because the 2 of them had to travel a long way, the other grooms were unwilling to go, only the old man was willing, so even though they saw that the horseman's carriage was a bit dilapidated, they still agreed. But not long after he left the city, the old man asked for a price increase because the distance was too long and he wasted too much time. Seeing that this old man is older and willing to travel long distances, Han Feng and Lin Qingshan agreed and raised the price. However, Han Feng and Lin Qingshan underestimated the shamelessness of the old man. On the road, the old man always asks for an increase in price for various reasons. For example, the road is bumpy, which is harmful to the carriage. The physical exertion of the horse is too great, etc. Until now, the price has been nearly 10 times the original price. This little money is not in the eyes of Han Feng and Lin Qingshan, but Han Feng has hundreds of low-grade middle-grade spirit stones in his hands. Is one piece, which is also worth 100 taels of silver, far more than the reward for the old man. But the old man's unscrupulous raise of the price still made Han Feng dissatisfied. Han Feng snorted, "If you don't go a long way, just go over like this." There is Sister Lin. Han Feng is not worried that there is a master in this robber. These masters, can they still be the masters of the mysterious rank? If there are really profound masters, no, even if there are some masters of the 7 or 8 stars, Rincon City is so close here, it would have suffered. Han Feng can be sure that the most powerful robber of Maple Mountain is only a human rank 4 or 5 stars. Now I am dumbfounded as a groom. At first the groom raised the price, only to test the employer, but the employer did not refuse, which greatly increased the groom's arrogance. The groom could see that neither of these two employers should be well-known people, they are young, and they want to cheat, so they are greedy along the way. Completely took Han Feng as a fool. In fact, on the previous road, he could completely turn around and walk from other places, but in order to increase the price, the groom deliberately walked towards Maple Mountain, and then raised the price through the bandits of Maple Mountain. The groom did not expect that the employer did not do what he wanted this time. The groom's face was pale, young. "Master, these robbers are all evil." In the past, many merchants had all their silver coins stolen by these robbers, and many women were forcibly taken away from their virgins by robbers. These robbers didn't have any human nature. Han Feng turned a deaf ear. These robbers didn't pose any threat to them, so they could use it to scare this greedy old horseman. Seeing this, the horseman regretted it and had to let the horse continue to run. At the same time, the groom kept his eyes wide open for fear of encountering a robber. It's a pity that the horsemen are just ordinary people. Even if they are bad, these robbers are basically mortal martial artists. They are much stronger than ordinary people. As long as these robbers deliberately hide in the dark, it is impossible to find an ordinary horseman. That's great. When the carriage entered halfway through Mabwa Mountain, several silhouettes jumped out from both sides instantly. The groom's face suddenly stiffened. The bandit headed by saw the groom and was a little dissatisfied. "Li Si, this is the fat sheep you are talking about? An old man, a broken carriage, all shit." The robber called Li Si flattered. "Isn't this there are people in the carriage? How can I get something? It's better than no meat." Han Feng guessed right, the cultivation base of these bandits is not very good, the whole village has very few strong human ranks, and the courage is not big, it can be said to be bullying and fearing hard work. Will only bully some ordinary businessmen. After the robbers of Maple Mountain had some reputation, naturally no ordinary people would pass by here. Those who could pass through here were some powerful warriors, and the robbers of Maple Mountain did not dare to take action. Is a robber in Maple Mountain nowadays, his life is getting harder and harder, and he spends his whole day with green vegetables. Li Si discovered the groom and the carriage not long ago, and immediately reported to the second village owner excitedly. No matter how small a mosquito is, it is meat. As soon as the second village master was about to say something, the horseman fell from the carriage with a plop, kowtowing again and again. "This lord, the old man, I am just a horseman. I have nothing. It's not worth grabbing. There is a big beauty inside, they the rich, go grab them." Beauty. The eyes of the robbers such as the second village master and Li Si lit up. Inside the carriage, a trace of killing intent flashed in Han Feng's eyes. Han Feng wanted to scare the groom, hoping that the groom would not be too greedy in the future, but Han Feng didn't expect that the robber hadn't taken any action yet, and the groom would sell them. Lin Qingshan also opened her eyes at this time, her expression angry. In these days of contact with Lin Qingshan, Han Feng knew that what Sister Lin hated most was rape offense. If these bandits really did anything to Sister Lin, they would definitely die. Yu reading www.ukanshu.com. And it's miserable. When the two got out of the car, a group of robbers opened their eyes wide. Looking at Lin Qingshan with saliva one by one, her lower body propped up a large bag, showing her ugliness. Lin Qingshan has deeper disgust in her eyes, as well as a deep killing intent. It is a pity that the robbers of the second village owner only looked at Lin Qingshan's beauty and skin, and ignored the killing intent in Lin Qingshan's eyes. Yeah, what a beautiful girl, brothers, we are blessed. Li Si, tie this girl over to Lao Tzu, let's taste the taste before returning to the cottage and hand it to the boss. Such a beautiful girl, even the boss's heavy taste, should be a little interested. Yes. Li Si replied, with a look of excitement and a few robbers about to catch Lin Qingshan. Death. Han Feng sneered, and a fireball appeared in Han Feng's hands. Crazy flame crit. With Han Feng's current human rank 2-star cultivation base, even if the violent flame crit has not even reached the Xiaocheng realm, killing a group of middle and late warriors in the mortal rank is extremely easy. After a few screams, the robbers like Li Si turned to ashes. Human rank strong. The second village master was shocked when he saw this. In the beginning, the lord of the second village did not see Han Feng in his eyes. In the eyes of the lord of the second village, Han Feng was just a small thing, but this smallness was beyond the expectations of the owner of the second village. He was a strong human or a human. 2 stars. In the early stage of the mere 2-star stage, die for me. The master of the second village roared with a grin. 9 Flames Sovereign Chapter 78, Under the Strong Bandit Leader. The master of the second village swept Han Feng with one leg, whirring. A strong golden light suddenly appeared. These 2 village masters are obviously metallic true Qi warriors. Human rank 2-star pinnacle. Han Feng's eyes flashed. As soon as the second village master took action, Han Feng could see the true energy cultivation of the second village master. 9 steps on the Liang. A faint light flashed under Han Feng's feet, and he disappeared in place, and the second village master lost his foot. Shanyan chain. Han Feng opened his right hand, and 2 red chains burst out. Not good, golden punch. A strong golden light appeared from the fist of the master of the second village, and he smashed it away. Boom! Golden light and red light surged, and the master of the second village vomited blood and flew upside down. Han Feng just stepped back and stabilized his body. Although these 2 village masters have the true Qi cultivation base of the 2-star peak, they don't have much martial skills. And the cultivation technique is obviously very low level. Although the true aura surpasses Han Feng, it is far inferior in quality. Was easily defeated by Han Feng. Han Feng was about to continue his shot, and the second village master knelt down suddenly. The hero is forgiving. It is a small eyeless man. It is this old man who is making trouble. Otherwise, I will never provoke an adult. After saying that, the second village master shot out infuriating energy, and the old man's horseman's eyes were full of unwillingness, and he fell down. Presumably the old groom didn't expect that he would end up like this. If the groom is not greedy and walks on a safe path, there is no way to die like this. Han Feng didn't expect the 2 village masters to be so timid, but he was defeated by one move, and he knelt down and begged for mercy. Lin Qingshan walked over at this time, and her cold voice sounded, "How many women have you harmed the entire village?" Han Feng heard this and knew that Sister Lin probably didn't plan to let these robbers go. Blame only for these bandits' previous intentions were too obvious and their words were too vulgar. In Renkangcheng, if the Ma family master did the same at the beginning, it is estimated that he was not only seriously injured but killed, and even the Ma family would be destroyed. The 2 village masters hesitated and couldn't speak. Lin Qingshan gritted her teeth when she saw this. Obviously, even they couldn't remember the women who were harmed by the robbers. The second village master trembled and felt Lin Qingshan's killing intent. He was shocked and slammed his head. The heroine is spared. We are all forced by the boss, not voluntary. Han Feng looked at these two village masters with contempt, and at the sight of his life threatening, he immediately betrayed his boss. Even if he was a robber, he was also a robber to look down upon. Lin Qingshan mocked, "That thing grows on you, can your boss really force you to fail? Don't think of me as a fool, tell me where is your cottage? Take me there." Lin Qingshan didn't know what she thought of. Instead of killing the second village master at the first time, he asked the second village master to lead the main cottage. The lord of the second village had a bitter expression. He was not a fool. He naturally knew that this result might lead to the destruction of the cottage, but compared with his own life, the lord of the second village obviously paid more attention to his life. "Female heroine, if I take you to the cottage, can you spare my life for the sake of my knowledge?" Before Lin Qingshan spoke, Han Feng said, "I promised you." Han Feng used a little bit of force on the word "I." Lin Qingshan was taken aback for a moment, then the corner of her mouth curled, and she nodded. Han Feng just said that he agreed, it doesn't mean that she also agreed. The two looked at each other and both smiled secretly. The second village master did not hear the trap in Han Feng's words, and his face was full of ecstasy. At the same time, the people of Kangqing Majia. The young master of the Ma family has already lost the previous scenery at this time. Whether it is the owner of the Ma family or the elder of the Ma family, all the family losses are on the head of the Ma family. The family has lost so much, the young master of the Ma family has already lost the identity of the family heir. The heir of the Ma family now is the second brother of the Ma family master. The relationship between the two has always been bad. Now that the second young master of the Ma family is in power, the days of the first young master of the Ma family can be imagined. Patriarch Ma has been cultivating and healing his internal injuries during this period, but I don't know what the reason is. Patriarch Ma's strength has been trapped in the early stage of the 6-star human rank after being lowered. Just thinking about it, Patriarch Ma understands that this is definitely related to the man and the woman. It is a pity that the two have gone far, and their strength is even stronger. No matter how angry Patriarch Ma is, it is useless. At this moment, outside the room where the master of the Ma family was closed, the second young master of the Ma family's surprised voice came, "Father, something good is coming." Patriarch Ma came out and asked, "What's the matter?" Although he was disappointed with the eldest son, but the eldest son is also a son, and now he is replaced by a son. Patriarch Ma is also very dissatisfied with the second son. If it were not for the elders of the family, Patriarch Ma would have troubled the second son. The second son's attitude towards his father has long been familiar. Under the watch of Patriarch Ma, he took out a roll of paper, opened the roll, and the word "wanted" came into Patriarch Ma's eyes. "Wanted" below, the familiar face made Patriarch Ma overjoyed. "Ah, God helps me too, bitch, you have today too. Robber Cottage in Maple Mountain. Second Village Lord, you are back, huh? These two are." At the entrance of the mountain village, a few robbers were flattering and greeted the master of the second village. When they saw the two of Han Feng, their faces flashed with doubts. The master of the two villages hesitated and didn't know what to say. After all, the master of the second village was a little guilty of betraying the village. Lin Qingshan is not the case. With Lin Qingshan's ear power, I can hear the women crying and screaming from the cottage. "Go to death." Lin Qingshan's eyes flashed sharply, and the robber was killed instantly. The master of the second village looked at these corpses with a pale face, and his mouth trembled. "Old, the boss is there." The owner of the two villages pointed to the tallest room in the cottage. Until novel. Calm Han Feng and Lin Qingshan went into the cottage immediately. Lin Qingshan saw several women being insulted by more than a dozen robbers. Their eyes were red, and immediately shot, "Lei Guangbian! Ah ah!" The screams of the robbers sounded, killing them instantly. There are more than 100 robbers in the cottage, only a few of them are human ranks, and the rest are all ordinary ranks. Without much effort, these robbers were all solved. At this time, the two came to the cottage boss's room. The second village master wanted to say something but stopped, and finally opened his mouth, saying nothing. With a bang, Han Feng broke in. The scene inside the house made Han Feng's eyes widened. I saw a handsome young man holding a barbed whip in his hand, whipping the rough man on the ground fiercely. This man was full of flesh. Every time the boy beats, the big guy with a big face screams. His voice is very strange. Lin Qingshan's face flushed. Han Feng couldn't watch many movies in his previous life, and the voice couldn't be more clear. It was clearly a pleasant voice called Chun. Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 79, Caught Up. After a slight glance, Han Feng saw the situation in this room. This room is simply an SM sex funhouse. There are candles for dripping on the body, for piercing, for binding, for tickling, for hanging, and so on. Lin Qingshan looked at all this in disbelief. Her gloomy experiences were not so absurd. Han Feng felt a slight pain when he saw something used for hanging. If it was hanging on a certain ball, it would be so painful. It is because this man with a big face can bear it, and his face is happy. Lin Qingshan's face was blue and white, and then she waved her palm in anger. Pervert! With this palm, he directly swung the delicate young boy against the wall, spouting blood, and fell limp to the ground. Han Feng saw with sharp eyes that when Lin Qingshan waved his palm, the delicate young man looked terrified. At this moment, he was vomiting blood, and he opened his mouth to say something, but in the end he just vomited blood and couldn't speak. At this time, the second village master said tremblingly, "Female heroine, you made a mistake. This is our boss." The second village master pointed to the huge cross-legged man who was covered with weed marks and candles. Han Feng. Lin Qingshan. Who are you? The second child, you brought outsiders here and you couldn't die. The big man, that is, the master of the great village, could not feel the whip coming. When he opened his eyes, he found 3 more people in the room. He immediately recovered from his happy state and stood up abruptly. But the next moment the great man of the great Jai Lord cried out and fell to the ground again. It turned out that there were 2 nails inserted in the feet of the great Jai Lord. They were not deep enough, but the Lord of the great Jai suddenly stood up, and the remaining nails the part immediately penetrated deeper. Dazai Lord's feet are full of blood. The master of Dazai hugged his feet, screamed in pain a few times, and made a pleasant sound like a climax. His face flushed. Han Feng. Lin Qingshan. Second village master. Mabashan, a carriage slowly left. On the carriage, a big man was driving the carriage with a blue nose and a swollen face, and his body was covered with scars. It was horrible. If people who don't know the truth see this, they may not be able to express their sympathy. This groom is the Yulin, the main cave of Dazai. Han Feng couldn't help but twist his face when he mentioned the name of this great village master. He was a wicked person and had a heavy taste. Even his name was so wicked, it was really amazing. Female heroine, where do you go next? Shui Yulin drove the carriage and asked tremblingly. To Lin Qingshan, Shui Yulin left a deep shadow. Those punches and kicks really hurt to the bone, and there is no feeling of excitement at all. Before the acupoint Yulin would feel excited. The young man who was in charge of the whip was just an ordinary person. He looked at the whip with great strength, but in fact it would not really hurt the bones. Acupoint Yulin is also a 4-star mid-level human master. But Lin Qingshan is different. Lin Qingshan, as a human level 11-star master, is far more powerful than Acupoint Yulin. Every fist and foot makes acupuncture Yulin hurt the root. Where can I be comfortable? No matter how when it reaches a critical point, it is no longer comfortable but injured. For Xu Elin, Han Feng, and Lin Qingshan have a good understanding of it through the description of the 2 village masters. Zhu Yulin came from a small family. This family was a rapist repeated criminal, and eventually angered a relatively powerful human-level force, causing the entire family to be destroyed. Only Anhu Yulin escaped. Because of the shadow of the family's destruction, Anga Yulin dare not do too much to her girls. Sex and desire are coming, and it is impossible to stop it. I don't know what happened. Anshui Yulin suddenly became more serious about his taste. He liked to abuse himself. Wax whipping was the lightest. When it was the most serious, Anga Yulin almost pierced his stomach. As long as there is not much life impact, the more painful point you are, the more excited you will be. Although Acupoint Yulin has a heavy taste and is abnormal, but since this heavy flavor is used on her body, and has not touched a woman for a long time, Lin Qingshan finally spared acupuncture Yulin's life. Of course, the lack of a groom is also the main reason. As for the others, the second village owner was killed by Lin Qingshan. It was Han Feng who made the promise at that time, not including Lin Qingshan. When the second village master died, he looked unwilling. The young man who was accidentally injured by Lin Qingshan, although he was forced to do so, was not a good bird. He often followed the robber to do that kind of thing. Lin Qingshan originally had the trace of guilt, but after knowing what the boy had done, he left it out, and finally let the boy bleed and die. Other innocent girls, Lin Qingshan gave everyone a lot of money and let them go. Lin Qingshan was sitting in the carriage, and when she heard the question from Anhui Yulin, she didn't open her eyes, and said lightly, "Go to Renwu City near Xuanwu mountain range." Hearing the Xuanwu mountains, Han Feng's eyes flashed. The mysterious flame chain he cultivated was obtained by the city lord from the Xuanwu mountain range. Maybe in the Xuanwu mountain range, he can get the follow-up practice technique of Xianyan chain. But similarly, the Xuanwu mountain range is extremely dangerous, and Han Feng is a little hesitant. Would you like Sister Lin to help him? I heard that the thieves in the Xuanwu mountains are not short of the pinnacle masters. Yu reading www.ukanshu.com. The cavern Yulin outside was also shocked. Renwu City, that is the top of the human-level city. It is the unreliable robber of Cavern Yulin who knows that Humanwo City is very likely to be in the nearest few days. Promoted to Xuanwu City in the year, became Xuanwu City. This Anshui Yulin is a bit reluctant to go. With the strength of another rank 4-star, he is also a master in ordinary human-level cities, but in Renwu City, he is only a slightly more advanced thug, even top thugs. It's not even considered. Let alone compare with the top forces and top powerhouses in Renwu City. Lin Qingshan suddenly opened her eyes, sulking into the sky. Shui Yulin was frightened, and immediately pleased. Go, the younger one will drive. This journey took more than 2 days. Lin Qingshan's physical injuries have almost recovered. With Lin Qingshan present, Han Feng has not entered the Nine-Flame Skyfire Pagoda, so the cultivation base is still in the early stage of human rank 2nd star, and there is not much fluctuation. Lin Qingshan's goal is to Xianyuan City behind the Xuanwu mountain range. It is a Xianyuan City, no worse than Xuanqing City. When there, no family will give the Lin family face and no longer need the trouble of being wanted. When I was a groomer in the Acupoint Yulin for nearly 3 days, a voice mingled with mighty power sounded loudly from behind, which, see where do you escape? After Patriarch Ma reported it, the elder Lin finally caught up. Nine Flames Sovereign Chapter 80, Purple Dragon Thunder vs Skytsong Firecloud Slash. Bad. Lin Qingshan's expression changed when the elder Lin's voice sounded, pulling Han Feng to break the carriage and jumped up. Before Han Feng could react, he was pulled outside. At the same time, a moon arc-shaped fire cut suddenly fell. Rumbling, the entire carriage exploded instantly, torn apart, and many parts were burned to ashes. What? There was a scream, and from the carriage, a figure rolled out, lying on the ground and tumbling and howling, but it was rolling, and the voice gradually changed. A painful and joyful voice made this scream more creepy, and people who listened to it got goosebumps. Where is the pervert? Elder Lin's face was distorted, and another fire slash struck with his sleeve robe. The world is clean. Han Feng and the two of them didn't expect that. They finally spared Xia Yulin's life, and finally Xia Yulin died, and there was no scum left. Lin Tao. Lin Qingshan glared at Elder Lin with red eyes, gritted her teeth, her pupils flashed with bitter hatred. Han Feng is right beside Lin Qingshan, and I feel the most obvious. Han Feng had never seen Lin Qingshan before, as if he was about to tear the elder Lin before him. Lin Tao squinted and looked at Lin Qingshan with a sneer. The injury has healed? It seems that I have another adventure. It's a pity that the old man will be beheaded by the old man today. You said it wouldn't be enough for you to follow the young master, but now it's fine. Not only your parents and sisters are dead, you can't even escape. Hearing that her parents and siblings were dead, Lin Qingshan's face turned pale for a moment, and her body shook. Good chance. Lin Tao's eyes lit up. He didn't let this opportunity pass, and saw Lin Tao move a few times. He actually appeared not far from Lin Qingshan and grabbed it with a paw. Lin Qingshan is also a human level 11 star master, and quickly recovered. Thunder Light Whip. Crackling. Lin Tao was entangled by lightning, but Lin Tao was full of disdain, and with a wave of 2 claws, the lightning collapsed. At this time, Lin Qingshan had pulled Han Feng back dozens of meters. Lin Qingshan said in a deep voice, "Brother, I am not the opponent of this old guy, you leave soon, otherwise even if you are from the Han family, this old guy will not let you go." "No, how can I?" Han Feng was a little stubborn. Lin Qingshan's expression is cold. "What can you do if you stay here? A mere 2-star human rank, you still want to intervene in the battle between the peaks of our human rank? You are just a burden here, get out of here." Han Feng looked at Lin Qingshan blankly. After the two got close, this was the first time Lin Qingshan treated him with such a cold attitude. In a moment of anger, Han Feng waved his hand and left. Lin Qingshan watched Han Feng leave in a daze, feeling a little bit painful in her heart. Why did she want to treat Han Feng like this? But Lin Tao, that is a human level 12-star pinnacle master, a half-step Shen level is not an exaggeration. Fighting against such a master, she is not sure that she can keep Han Feng. "Humph, how dare you defy the young master, it turns out that you have a little lover. You can admire such a little kid, but he has no eyes. How can he compare to the handsome young master?" Lin Tao watched Lin Qingshan's behavior coldly and mocked. Lin Qingshan looked back coldly. "That Lin Feng is also handsome and handsome? That's a beast that is not as good as a pig and a dog. Insult the young master, look for death." Lin Tao's eyes flashed, and Lin Tao moved. Shoo. Lin Tao is everywhere on the road. 1,000 Shadows Act. Lin Qingshan's face sank. Although she was just a sideline of the Lin family, she couldn't learn how precious martial skills, but Lin Qingshan still knew one of the Lin family's secret skills. Thunder Light Whip. Lightning shot out, and the entire road was filled with purple arcs and beams. "Ha, little girl, for so long, you still have such a little trick, but you really haven't improved. You should know that this little trick can help me. Use the method of hurting the young master, otherwise the next old man's attack, it will kill you." Lin Qingshan pursed her mouth, shaking her hand. A purple long whip appeared in Lin Qingshan's hand. Inferior Spirit Weapon. Lin Tao's eyes lit up. "Ha, it turns out to be a low-grade spiritual tool. No wonder you can hurt the young master. I didn't expect that your little lady's adventure is so good. Even the upper-grade low-grade spiritual tools are also available. It is the Lin family. Such low-grade spiritual tools are rare. If this spiritual tool is handed over to the family, the old man may be given a 9-level pill, and it is not impossible to break through the profound stage." Lin Tao looked greedy. Purple Thunder Whip. Purple Dragon Thunder Roar. Lin Qingshan trembles, and the purple thunder whip in her hand shakes flexibly, like a long snake. The sky is full of purple whip shadows. Boom boom boom. The 1,000 shadows transformed by Lin Tao all collapsed at this moment. Just then, a loud roar sounded. Purple Thunder Whip was attached to a large amount of purple innocence, and immediately turned into a huge purple dragon roaring in the sky. Lin Tao's complexion was dignified, a high-class inferior spirit weapon, a human-level pinnacle martial art. This little lady's adventure is really amazing. This person must be killed here, otherwise it will be a major disaster for the Lin family in the future. In Lin Tao's hands, I don't know when a long sword appeared, and a strange wave waved out, and it was also a low-grade spiritual weapon. But obviously, it is also a low-grade spirit weapon, and the long sword in Lin Tao's hand is not as high as the one in Lin Qingshan's hand. Has superior and inferior spirit weapons, and some people take on the ultimate martial arts. Lin Qingshan's blow is enough to severely injure an ordinary 12-star pinnacle master. So even Lin Tao www. Until novel. Com dare not care. Skytsong Huiyun / Large expanses of fire cloud condensed out, and from the fire cloud, a huge scarlet sword phantom broke through the fire cloud and burst out. Boom! The earth-shaking explosion sounded. The Scarlet Sword Ghost and the Purple Dragon collided. On the other side, Han Feng's running pace also gradually stopped. Han Feng smiled bitterly and knocked on his head. Past life plus the present, no matter how old you are, you will be so cautious and angry. Lin Qingshan obviously said such cold words to force him to leave. Standing in place, Han Feng hesitated for a moment, then gritted his teeth and rushed back. Even if my strength is not strong, I still have a bit of strength. When Han Feng arrived, it was the moment when Lin Tao and Lin Qingshan met in martial arts. Rumbling. The purple and red rays of light are like ripples, spreading to the surroundings, the ground cracks, and numerous cracks are opened. The surrounding trees and mountain walls were affected by the ripples, and they collapsed in an instant. Fortunately, Han Feng was still a little far away, but even so, he was overturned several somersaults. In the same place, a tornado of red and purple mixed. Lin Qingshan couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood, and backed away embarrassed, her face pale. Lin Tao also retreated again and again, and finally stopped the retreat.